Fast Five, where our 4 panelists weigh in on 5 separate topics. Let's get started. Danielle, UPS is testing drones to deliver packages. What do you think?
Well, I think you shouldn't get too excited about this, okay? UPS is not the first that is looking at this. Amazon has done it as well as DHL. Look, these drones, first of all, they can't fly very far, maybe up to 10 miles. And what they're testing is for, maybe delivering emergency medication to remote islands or locations or things. So if it can only go about 10 miles on a single battery, I don't see, your groceries being dropped off in your front lawn, if you will.
But they will be eventually. And look, robotics is here to stay. We're only going to keep moving in this. Any fear of this is completely irrational. Completely irrational.
Yeah, I definitely don't see any fear at all. They're spending billions of dollars for R&D and this type of thing, and it's definitely going in the right direction. I think the way that they had kind of demoed it here recently, though, it's not for the typical.
So I think that the big gorilla in the room is that there is fear. You hear all this stuff on the social media. Oh my God, drones are coming. Well, drones are just robots. They do what they're programmed to do. There's no reason to be afraid, aside from a fear for accidents, things that maybe go not according to programming, whatever the case may be.
Well, I would look at it just a little bit different with UPS or with DHL. Uber and Google coming together with an idea of an unmanned vehicle.
Right.
I can see an unmanned vehicle coming in front of my house or close to my house with an automatic drone coming out of that vehicle, flying in the wall and putting a package on my step. I can see that. And I think that is a very possible way that this can all work.
It'll probably be happening in 5 years,
Yeah.
honestly.
Now,
Yeah,
to
so
come in
you're
and come down through
you're
the
saying that's the last 50 feet drone delivery,
Yes.
not the whole way from the
Right.
warehouse, and that makes perfect sense
Yes,
to me, Ron.
I can-
that makes
that's the
perfect
way I
sense
see
to
it
me.
can work.
I think that they're probably socializing this idea to get people used to it, because there are going to be some people that are scared, and there are going to be early adopters that want to do it. This is like any other technology. When those that are for technology, when a new technology is bantered about or talked about, they think, oh, this is the end-all, be-all, fix-all technology. Life is going to be perfect. Well, then we get to the point where we start seeing the problems with it, and we start sinking. And believe it or not, and I saw a report from the Gartner Group, which is a technology company. They do all kinds of technology work, and they say that 80% of technology never recovers from that, what they call the trough of disillusionment.
You have seems like every couple of days a new app is coming out. You got an app for Starbucks. After the meeting's over, I can go into my favorite beverage at Starbucks, which would probably be on Garland Grove Boulevard, and I can order my beverage that I want, and when I get there from leaving here, it's ready and it's paid for. I pick it up and go home.
No, most likely still misspell your name, even though it's only 3 letters.
Well, I'll go by my last name.
Okay.
You're completely out of luck on that one.
Next up, Bernie Sanders' brother Larry is running for David Cameron's seat in Parliament. What? Colin, what say you?
Well, if he's a British citizen and entitled to be running, then who cares?
Okay.
I mean, well, and to give you a little bit of perspective, let's not
Is
forget.
he a socialist as well?
He might just be.
I think he is.
Yeah, I think he
Probably
is.
Labor.
Yeah.
So, let's not forget that, a very famous former prime minister of Britain that may have served during World War II was half American. His mother was American.
And he's 82 years old. I don't think he has a clue, or he doesn't really think he would win, but he's got that right to run.
Yes, he does.
If he's running for David Cameron's seat, does that, well, I guess that really doesn't mean, because I'm not sure whether that would make him a conservative or not, because David Cameron obviously was.
How many jobs did Melvin Perkins run for in his day, Jim? You don't know him, Danielle, but he ran for everything all the time. And finally, when Goodloe Byron passed away in 1978, Melvin Perkins wanted to change, he tried to change his name to Goodloe Byron so that he would be an automatic shoe-in when he ran. But the court stopped him.
All right. Facebook overestimates key video metric for 2 years. Danielle, what say you?
Ooh, this was a big one. So basically what happened here, the way that I am understanding it, is that there was some sort of miscalculation that inflated their, I guess, the duration of their viewing times by anywhere from 60 to 80%. And it was for I guess the formula was for any video that had been viewed for longer than 3 seconds. In other words, a video you didn't accidentally mean to watch. So I think the biggest issue on this one is that they were using that metric in order to
Collect
gain advertising.
funds. Yep.
Yeah.
And the big question, I think, is were they working with the same engineers as Volkswagen? The world will never know.
All right. SpaceX blames helium system for rocket explosion. Ron?
That was quite interesting, and how that whole thing came out. You never know. Challenger. What caused Challenger? They said it was an O-ring or something like that when Challenger blew up all those years ago.
Frozen. Yep.
Yeah, and the things that happened, helium, it certainly could be helium. Look at the amount of hot air balloons that's going down, which is run by helium, and the things that's happened
Well, and obviously,
recently with
helium is a noble gas, as a
Yeah.
non-reactive element. You know, I think this kind of ties into some degree to our first segment, which is a drone piece. There are going to be issues. You're dealing with companies that don't have the same resources as a nation state to put stuff into space. But privatization of space travel is something that is here to stay, along with
Absolutely.
robotics. And we're going to be, 50 years from now, mark my words, we're going to be in a very different world or different solar system.
How
All right.
long is it going to take to transport us through space without even leaving this
That I don't know. However, a very interesting tidbit before we move off of this topic is NASA has proven the possibility of building a warp field. They have accelerated the laser beam faster than the speed of light in a laboratory environment by creating a gravitational wave.
All
I
right.
think is very interesting.
We're out of time on this segment. Last call is next. Stay tuned.